got some questions for you. Are you trying to buy a house, maybe get some business funding, or trying to get that dream car with the red seats, peanut butter seats, whatever kind of car it is? The answer is probably yes, but you're confused on the process on how to build your credit, how to improve your credit, how to remove these negative items. You're probably confused on the whole process, but I got you. I'm gonna explain the steps, step by step by step. I'll explain the whole process so you can improve your credit score. So with that being said, you already know what time it is. Let's get right into What's up, family? I'm back with another one. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. So in today's class, we're going to talk about how to build your credit, how to remove these negative items, how to process, what the process looks like so you can increase your credit score and get whatever you want. So with that being said, go grab a pen, go get some paper, and you got to get you something to drink because it's going to be a good one. Hey, welcome to today's lesson. So before you do anything, there's a few things you want to pay attention to first. Before you start adding trade lines, before you start adding these accounts on your credit report, there are a few things you want to do first. And the first thing you want to do is see what's holding your credit score back. See what's going on. So what you want to do is get your credit report. And what I mean by get your credit report, you want to look at and see what deficiencies you have, what's your payment history look like, all them different things, right? But see what's holding your credit score back. See what's on Experian. See what's on Equifax. See what's on TransUnion. You want to see everything, right? So pay attention to that first. Download your credit report. The link is in the description. And you just want to see, clearly you want to see what you got to do to improve it, what kind of accounts you need to add, and certain things like that before you do anything. But the things you want to check out is looking at how many accounts you have, what's your closed accounts, how many delinquent accounts, how many derogatory accounts, how many collections, what's your balances, making sure that's accurate. Is this payments is correct? Do you have any public records? Public records are like bankruptcy, tax liens, and things like that. How many inquiries do you have? You want to pay attention to all that right there. Pay attention to that first before you do anything. Now, once you understand what's holding your credit score back, and like if you have collections, charge-off, repossession, bankruptcy, missed payments, whatever's holding your credit score back, then you want to analyze it first. I have plenty of videos showing you how to analyze your credit report. However, I can break it down again, but I know your time is valuable. I can go into another video, but I just want to show you what you want to pay attention to first. And then you want to progress and add, you want to start doing the certain steps you got to do to improving your credit score. So what I mean by that is this thing right here. I have a graph, basically it's called the one deletion away system, right? So you want to figure out first on what you need to be doing and what part of the process are you on to start building your credit. So you came to this video to add a trade line to your credit report, but I want to show you certain things before you add that trade line first, and what you got to do to improve it, as well as you're adding that account on your credit report, how it can increase your credit score 50 points, 20 points, 100 points, 200 points, depending on what you have going on. But the key thing is looking at your credit report. I showed you a credit report, and I'm gonna show you the system process on how to remove negative items, and while you're removing these negative items, the account you need to add on your credit report that can help you increase your credit score. So the first most important thing is getting clear on what you really want. So I asked you a few questions. What do you really want? Do you want a house? Do you want funding for your business? Do you want to get that car with red seats, peanut butter seats, right? You got to get clear on that first, right? Now, the second most important thing is analyzing your credit report, right? Analyzing your credit report, you want to see, like I showed you before, what's holding your credit score back. So if you have collections, charge-off, repossession, and everything when it comes to that, you want to check that out first. Now, in the meantime, as you're analyzing, you're not going to dispute. You're not going to go on Credit Karma. You're not going to say it's not mine. You're not going to do none of that foolishness, right? You just analyze your credit report. The third step is clean up your personal information, right? Clean up your personal information. Every account that you have on your credit report is attached to your name, address, personal information, right? So if you can think about the previous places that you lived at when you have those negative accounts, you want to remove that personal information. Your name is probably been spelled wrong. If you go on Experian.com and act like you're about to dispute online, you're going to see your various names. You're going to see your address. You're going to see various addresses. You're going to see various phone numbers on your credit report. You're going to see somebody, if you have a spouse, you might see your spouse on your credit report. You might see a lot of information that needs to be removed first, and that's what you want to do. You want to clean up that personal information. You can call in. I have a personal information letter. There are many different things you want to do, right? Next, after you clean up that personal information, you want to move to the next step, right? Don't skip a step. remove as much personal information as possible. However, sometimes you can't get everything off. But the next important step is freezing the snitches. Right now, you want to freeze the snitches. Now, LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Sage Street, Innovis. There's so many ARS. There's so many places that are telling on you that you don't even know about, and you have to do this first, right? And now, as you're freezing them, you want to then set everybody up. Now, setting everybody up is setting up the credit bureau, setting up Experian, setting up TransUnion, setting up Equifax, right? You're telling them to investigate every single information, every piece of information on the accounts that you found when you analyze your credit report that's holding your credit score back, right? So set them up first. Now, a lot of people try to skip the step because they thinking that, if I do this method or this method, that I'm going to get faster results. No, just follow the process. The reason why you want to follow the process is because once you set everybody up, you're going to get the investigation back. You're going to get the results back, and you're going to use the results that came back as leverage to knock everything off your credit report. Now, once you knock everything off your credit report, and we're going to talk about building your credit, you're going to see the increase of like 100 points, 200 points, right? 250 points, 150 points, because you follow the process. A lot of people follow the process and are receiving amazing results. Some people skip the process and get a little bit of results, and some people get some, one out of 10 people get amazing results by just going to the KO method. However, you're not everybody, right? Everybody has different things going on. So I always talk about, just stick to the process. It's going to take time. However, over time, you're going to see your credit score increase. Now, once you set everybody up and use a secret letter. Now, the secret letter is going to be in the description. The link's going to be in the description. So make sure you set everybody up first. Now, once you set everybody up, you want to send one more thing. You want to send that certified to TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. You want to add 2 forms of identification. One being a driver's license, another be a proof of residency, right? Proof that you live at that current address. So add that. Make sure you take a clear picture of that, because you don't want the investigation to come back as frivolous because they can't verify your information. So take a clear picture, make sure they can see everything, and send that off certified, because you want to have the evidence when it comes back, right? You want to show that you sent it off and they received it. Now, once you do that, now you want to build, right? Building your credit. Now, this is the part we're going to be talking about. Adding this account to your credit report that's going to help you improve your credit score. So the most key thing is understanding what the banks are looking at, right? So this is education, right? This is understanding. This is seeing what you got to do to get to the next level, right? So banks look at FICO score, and most banks look at the FICO 8, especially the credit unions, right? A lot of banks have FICO 8. Some banks might have FICO 9, but most of the banks that you're working with have FICO 8, depending on if you're trying to buy a house. Now, they go off with different FICO scores, but most of your banks are looking at the FICO 8. So once you understand what the FICO 8 looks like, then you can go ahead and start doing what you got to do to improve in each area. So the most key important thing is understanding what the FICO 8 score is, right? The FICO 8 score is an 850. The highest credit score you can have is an 850, right? And the lowest credit score you can have is a 300. That means you have 550 points to play with. So this is key right here. This part is key. Now, once you understand that, now you got to understand how can you improve in each part of the credit score or the factor of your credit score. So 550, let me break it down for you. 550, 35% of 550 is 192.5. Now, that's 35% of your FICO score, right? Payment history is 35%. The next major factor is credit use, right? Which is 30%, right? So that's 165 points. You can do the calculations yourself, right? Because I want you to understand this as well. You got to understand your credit report. You got to understand your credit score. You got to see how you can improve in each area. You got to understand all this, right? And you got to teach your family. You got to teach your kids. You got to teach the next person, right? Because once you learn, you need to teach the next person so they can understand as well. Now, derogatory marks, they play a major factor. However, they're not part of the 5 factors of your credit score, right? Now, average age is 15% of your score. Now, 15% of your score is 82.5. Now, 82.5 points is dependent on credit age. Now, the next major factor is total accounts, which is credit mix, right? We're going to say that's credit mix. That's 10% of your score. 10% of 550 is 55 points. And hard inquiries, new accounts, that's last 10%. And that is 55 points as well. Now, you understand the factors. You understand what's the each part and how you can improve in each area to increase your credit score. So as you're removing those negative items off your credit report, here's what you want to do, right? You want to add that account I'm talking about, right? Now it's called Seedfi, right? Or Seedfi, or how you want to say it. But adding that account is going to improve your payment history. Adding that account is going to improve, might tank your credit age, but over time it's going to improve your credit age, right? Adding that account is going to help your total accounts, and as well as going to help hard inquiries, which they don't do a hard inquiry. However, it's a new account, so it's hard inquiry / new account is going to impact this, and this, right? 4 parts of your credit score. So by just adding that account, it might improve it 10 points, 15 points, 20 points, 30 points, but over time, you're gonna see how this account helps your credit score. So go check it out. The link is in the description. I'm not gonna do a walkthrough on, you can do it, you can do your due diligence yourself, but I just want you to pay attention. Now, if you're having trouble, if you're having problems increasing your credit score, or you just don't want to do it at all, you don't have the time, you don't feel like doing that whole process, what you can do is call my team. We're helping people. Well, I have a team where we do everything for you, right? We'll fix your credit. We're going to give you tips on how to build your credit, because we can't apply for anything for you. But however, we can help you improve your credit. So if you don't have the time, or if you don't want to do this at all, you can go ahead, call my team. The link is in the number's in the description. However, I'll pop it up on here as well. And one more thing, if you feel like doing it, or if you want to do it, make sure you grab my free secret letter aid. Grab it, use it, leverage it, knock those accounts off your credit report, and I'll see you in the next class.